Hey, BassGeek here, and we talked to you about fishing a pulse jig in the spring up shallow and how great it can be. But let me tell you, this is the big boy, and we're going to talk about fishing it out deep and for those suspended bass and those bass on the bottom. Let's go. That's right, geeks. We're going to talk about how to fish a pulse fish. You guys may also call them scrounger heads. That's kind of trademark. So we're going to call it a pulse fish jig. I don't know, a wobbly jig. I don't know what we're calling it. Anyway, pulse fish, and I love these things. Look how big that is. Look how clear that is. That is a beautiful work of art. You can fish it fast. It stands straight up. But before we get into all that, I want to talk to you about a company that's sponsoring this and helps BassGeek out a ton, and that's Avid Angler. And I'm going to show you, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to rig this up, and we're going to use Avid Angler. I'm going to show you a couple things that I like to do using Avid Angler to rig this bad boy right here. Now, I will say Pulse Fish does make a trailer for these baits, but I like to add like a fluke style bait. It's a little bit bigger, especially with this. Like I said, this is like a 5/8, I think. I don't even remember, but like this is a big one. It might even be a 3/4. But I want to show you some modifications. Now, this is a 304 lures, and you can always tell by the tail. It's got a cool little cup right there, which really gives that tail some action. So the very first thing we're going to do, and by the way, always guys, here's my tip to you, always check it, put your thumb right there, and then you know me, I'm going to go ahead and poke a hole. So I don't know if you can see that hole, but there is a hole there. There is a hole there. Sorry, I got a little bit of Bill Hilly coming out in me. So again, is any bait that's got I always just come right in. Now, this is the first thing I'm going to do, of course, with my Avid. And guys, this stays out in the boat all the time. And I'm telling you, don't put a lot on here. You can see, literally, we'll put one drop. That is it. And I'll flip this over and push it up. And then from there, I will find, let me set the Avid Angler glue down. I will find that hole and come out. And there we go. We've got it good and straight. That stays on in minutes. Trust me, don't touch it. You're gonna get glue on your hands, and let me tell you, it sticks. This is the fastest drying glue I have ever seen in my life. Now, I will say this, I don't have and there, you can tell how long this has been in there, and it doesn't ever really dry in the spout. I mean, I've never had an issue with it. The bottle is very well designed, which again, my buddy Kip that owns Avid Angler, he can tell you so much more. I'm just going to put it in layman's terms, like super glues that you would get, like the gels and stuff, they're like a level 5, and this is like a level 1. So this is like way better, like top notch, whatever the ingredient is in there. And I'm doing a horrible job of that, but he knows it better than me. Hopefully we'll get him on the channel here one day, do a little bit of fishing, and he can really give you the details. The other thing that I love is the Avid Angler markers. One of the biggest reasons is because when you have chartreuse markers, I've said it 100 times, I hate freaking most chartreuse, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just gonna say it, like the dippets, they dye everything green. And if I want a good yellow, look at this line, a good yellow line or chartreuse line, oh, it went all to pieces. Okay, anyway, look how good that looks. Look at that. I mean, if you got that on at the house, it's probably blinding you. Cut your brightness down. Anyway, Avid Angler, they make the kits, but if you want the glue and the marker, best marker on the market, in my opinion, best glue on the market, that's what you get. And I think we're going to be throwing out some smallies over here. So now, let's go ahead and tie it up. All right, guys, you know me. It's quick, it's easy. It's the Pitstein knot. Rarely do I ever break a fish off using it. You just bring it together, you spin it around 7 times, you run it through the little loop at the top that you created, you put a little slobber on it, and then you cinch it, and Let's see, I know it's out of focus and you cinch it. And then, so then you make sure you find the right one. You don't cut the wrong one. Let's see, yep, that's the lead. Or there we go, tag in. And there you have it. Now, I don't have a Sharpie with me, but another thing you can do is put a black dot right about here. But since this already has eyes, no need to do that. But every once in a while, you can do that. By the way, Avid angler, scissors too. Now, let's talk about rod, reel, and line. All right, geeks, let's talk about the rod, reel, and line we're going to use with this. This is probably my favorite line of rods, and this is TFO's high-end. It is the Resolve Bass. 7'3". I like to be able to make a long cast. Medium, heavy, 3/8 to 1 ounce. That's probably pushing pretty close to an ounce right there. Great rod and reel combo right here. This is a Lew's Tournament MP, and it is a 6/8 to 1. Now, most of the time on my vertical baits like this, when they're down deeper, I like a little bit slower, but 6/8 to 1 is a good, if you need to move it fast, you can move it fast, even with a heavier weight up shallow. So that gives you options. As always, line K9, 100% fluorocarbon, Pro 100. If you go to use my BassGeek 10 for 10% off, if you use that 10% off and pick you up some K9, remember, fluoro is copolymer, Pro 100 is 100% fluorocarbon, and braid is braid. And by the way, I say this every time, best braid on the market, hands down. All right, let's go toss this bad boy around. So there's two different ways I like to fish with this. One, of course, is sniping. You know, pick it up, throw it out there, throw it just past the bass, run it right across their head, right at them, get a bite, using forward-facing sonar. Now, the other way is when I don't have forward-facing sonar, or I think they're on the bottom. Now, I've got a creek channel ledge that runs right down through here, right at me. It kind of bows in, and I'm setting up against this, and I know there's a big stump out there, and they love to sit on this ledge. So I'm gonna make a nice long cast. I'm gonna watch. I see it's still dropping. Feed it a little bit of line. Watching my line to see if there's any ticks, any jumps. As soon as it hits the bottom, there it is, bottom. I'm gonna reel up, give it a couple of fast reels to get it going. And then I'm just gonna slow roll it. Now, as I'm slow rolling it, I'm feeling that I know this bait is really nice, slow wobble. If those bass are on the bottom to the point to where I can't see them, then I know they're probably pretty inactive. So what you want this to do is really just slow roll by them so they think it's a, you know, really stupid or dying bait fish. So now when we talk about this, guys, again, what I love about this is they've done such a good job, and they can tell you so much better than me. But you know, the shape and the design of this, I can really throw this bait as heavy as it is. I can throw it out there 6/8 to 1. I can burn this across the top as big as it is. And I know you're not seeing it right now, but this bait is going, man. It is going. Even their small ones, it's not blowing out. Like, I can reel this as fast as I can, and that sucker is just boop, 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 side to side, straight up and down, not rolling over, starting to spin like so many do at high speeds. That's what makes this pulse jig so great, that you can use it at slow speeds, I mean as slow as you want to go, or as fast as you want to go. Let's talk about the retrieve a little bit. And again, it's just a nice, slow, steady retrieve for me most of the time. There is a second retrieve. And the second retrieve is, I'll throw it out there, let it sit to the bottom, and just raise it. I will not rip it. This is a good spot to show you right here. We got a road bed, we got a point, and I'll work it down to where it falls off that straight, the old road bed wall. So again, letting that thing sit to the bottom, These things are great. I like the smaller ones when I'm sniping, when I'm really, you know, out there looking for those bass that are suspended, want to work it by them. Okay, we're on the bottom. So what I do is I reel down and I just lift. I want it to come off the bottom and just flutter. Again, ooh, hit something right there. Come off the bottom. And I can feel it just do, 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 do. That is a great way to get bit. That I've never seen anybody talk about that. But to be perfectly honest, on the ledges, especially as we get later into the summer and they get more finicky, it's probably one of my favorite ways to fish it. Now, let's talk about bite. It kind of goes to the same thing. Most of the time, they're not going to come up and hit it. But again, it goes right back to the same thing that I've always talked about. It takes some work, man. I'll tell you, to this day, if I come out, throw one right on the first spot, right on the first school, and one comes up, knocks the piss out of it by hitting it in the side, I swing like I'm a madman. But you want to try and just keep reeling nice and slow, nice and slow. Now, on the up, trust me, if they hit it, swing. If you're throwing it out there, letting it hit the bottom and raising it, swing. They're not trying to kill it on a like they will on a straight retrieve. They're putting their mouth around it. Now let's talk about hook set. Again, this thing's got a beast of a hook in it. It's the same way, you know, it's a jig hook. It's a lot of plastic. It's a lot of head weight. If they get that head up and they jump, they're gonna throw it. It's gonna wrench itself out. So when you throw it out there and you're reeling it back, oh, I'm getting hits, I'm staying calm. I'm getting hits, I'm staying calm. All of a sudden the rod tip loads, then you swing, rod tip down, set it to the side, reel, reel, reel. You want to make sure you're reeling that in, and you boat hop your bass, unless you guys got the net. If your guy don't have the net in time, slap him upside the head. If it gets a hook in the side of the face, he should have been faster, or just stayed out of the way, right? So try not to hook anybody. You know, Jeremy, I know you're editing this. I promise you, maybe I won't hook you in the side of the face if you're too slow. Jeremy's pretty good on the net though. Unlike me, my net skills are a little bit lacking. You can ask Jeremy. You know, if y'all watched that one video last time we were out fishing together, I knocked his fish off by trying to net it. Yeah. Anyway, BassGeek go, right? Again, guys, you know I love the mom and pop shops. Again, these guys are great. It's, you know, two guys, their wives. Make sure you go check out Pulse Jigs. They make so many cool things. And like I said, if you're going to use a scrounger head, I'm telling you, it's the best on the market, hands down. If, you know, that's what you're going to call it. As always, questions and comments in the comment section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the videos, you get those notifications, you watch those videos, because you want to be part of the 100% Watch Squad. It doesn't cost you a thing. Just watch 100% of the videos 100% of the time. You guys, watch time is hugely important to the channel. It is hugely important to how much they push the videos to new subscribers. I love you geeks, but we need to grow Bass Geek Nation. You guys help me live the dream, man. I appreciate that. I wouldn't have any of this stuff, get to do this cool stuff, if it wasn't for you geeks out there, and especially the 100% Watch Squad. And as always, to all of you geeks out there, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, I love you, I appreciate you, thank you, and you geeks rock.
Hey fellow geeks, Jeremy here. BassGeek is out this week attending ICAST, so I will be filling in and drawing for the July BassGeek box. So let's go ahead and get this started. We'll go up, we'll copy the URL, jump over to comment picker, paste that link in there. We want to include replies, filter duplicate users. We'll go down here and do a little bit of math and get comments. Awesome, 166 unique comments. We'll scroll down and we will start a raffle. All right, congratulations, Michael Stout. Hashtag Big Daddy. All right. We will reach out to you. We'll get that information from you, get that box sent out to you. And as always, like, subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell. And we will see you all in the next video. You Geeks rock.